As climate risks increase, one question becomes unavoidable. Which countries will actually do well in this future? Because guess what? Not everyone will be affected the same way. So let's dive into a moral dilemma, if you will. Because this is not about who deserves to win. This is about who is uniquely positioned to handle instability. Climate change does not distribute impact equally. Geography, infrastructure, governance, and even resources all play a pivotal role. So, what does winning actually mean in the near future? Well, winning does not mean avoiding climate change. That's just not possible. It means managing it better than others, being reliable, more importantly, providing stability in a growingly unstable world. And by that, of course, I'm alluding to stable food systems, reliable water, resilient infrastructure, and even strong institutions. So, in short, if you're stable under pressure, you're winning. But let's break down a couple of key factors. What does that actually mean? What does winning actually mean? Well, to truly understand the intricacies of being not just a nation that is reliable and dependable in the new economies of the year 2026 and beyond, we must first understand what actually matters. And the parameters that are going to help us are the following: climate exposure, economic capacity, governance, infrastructure, and geography. A five-fold mechanism that, if is sound, all but guarantees economic prowess in the near future. However, no single factor decides outcomes. It is the unique combination of the five that can ensure global positioning. Which all around brings me to the first uncomfortable truth. Geography still matters. Some regions are simply more exposed. Heat extremes, water stress, sea level rise. No policy can fully erase the factors that geography brings to the equation. And unfortunately, relocating continents is not currently an option. So, bottom line is this. Odds are some countries will be dealt a bad hand. But in a world wherein the odds are forever changing, who actually has relative advantage? Well, countries with moderate climates, strong institutions, access to water, and the economic capability to actively adapt. These places can absorb shocks a lot better, a lot cohesively, and can ensure that their economies are thriving despite of the implications of whatever is transpiring across the world. So, do not assume that they are immune. By no means are they. And yet, they are more resilient. But what about those regions that are under extreme pressure, either now or are prone to being under extreme pressure in the near future, either because of geographies or, well, just having a big bullseye target on their backs? You see, there are regions that face compounded risks. And by that I mean high heat exposure. I mean water scarcity. I mean rapid population growth. I mean limited infrastructure capacity. These pressures all tend to interact with each other, and they do not exist in isolation. What does that in turn develop? It develops compounding stress levels in economies that are already fragile, economies that are burdened with the implications of conflicts that are happening on a global spectrum. Which brings me to uncomfortable truth number 2. Wealth helps, but it's not everything. Wealth can help a nation improve its resilience. Yes, it absolutely can. But it does not, however, guarantee stability. Wealthy regions face increasing risks. If anything, what's happening in the world today is a testimony to that. Infrastructure can fail. It's bound to. And systems can be under extreme strain. Once they are, bottlenecks develop. And once bottlenecks are in a conflict zone, it can get everything to a grinding halt. Now, most people think that all of this can be controlled with governance, with proper governance in place. Well, governance may be the most underrated factor. By that I mean proper planning, truly transparent and reliable coordination, and long-term thinking are three factors from a governance standpoint that can actually help. Of course, intent is what matters. Countries that act early gain the advantage, and those that delay, they end up paying a lot more in the grander scheme of things. So yes, governance has its role to play, despite of how you might feel about reliability of governance, about the people in power, or the historical track record of governance. Bottom line is, when decisions need to be made on a geopolitical scale, governance cannot be left out of the discussion. So that brings me to uncomfortable truth number 3. There will be winners and there will be countries that aren't doing so well. The climate era will not be equal. Some regions will stabilize, others will struggle, and that gap may widen exponentially over time. So the future of the world is not simply going to be divided into countries that are rich and poor, as things might stand today. It will, however, be divided into stable and unstable regions. We've touched base on this in this video right here. And that distinction may shape everything. If this changed how you think about the future of countries and geopolitics, subscribe. This is Noviksgiven. We explain systems shaping everyday lives long before they break. Or at least, we try to. I'll see you in the next one.